Bonsoir, mesdames et messieurs. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Before we start, I'd like to read a few words on the passing of Bill McMurtry, former mayor of the city of Pointe Claire. Kirkland City Council would like to take a moment of silence for the passing of former Pointe Claire Mayor Bill McMurtry, in which our sincere condolences to his wife Denise and family. Bill will always be remembered for his role in the demerger process in the early 2000s. He was a leader that is defined by humility and purpose rather than theatrics or self-promotion. May he rest in peace. Le conseil de la ville de Kirkland aimerait prendre une minute de silence pour le décès de l'ancien maire de Pointe-Claire, M. Bill McMurtry, et souhaitons nos sincères condoléances à son épouse Denise et à sa famille. On se souviendra toujours de Bill pour son rôle dans le processus de diffusion au début des années 2000. C'était un leader défini par l'humilité et le but plutôt que le théâtral ou l'autopromotion. Il repose en paix. Please stand up, s'il vous plaît. Merci. Oui, allez-y,
alors, bienvenue à la séance ordinaire du conseil municipal de la ville de Kirkland en ce lundi 13 janvier 2025. Le premier point est l'adoption de l'ordre du jour. It is proposed to adopt the agenda of the present regular sitting of January 13, 2025 as submitted.
Un proposeur, s'il vous plaît.
Un proposeur called before.
Et secondé par.
Je seconde, Dominique Ziclot.
Merci.
Au point 3.1, il est proposé d'approuver le procès verbal de la séance ordinaire du 2 décembre 2024 à 20h.
Un proposeur.
Je vais le proposer, Luciano Pichacchian.
Et secondé.
Je vais le seconder, Karen Fitt.
Merci.
Item 3.2, it is proposed that the minutes of the special sitting held on December 16, 2024 at 7 p.m. regarding the budget be approved.
Proposed.
I'll propose that, Nancy Kokonis.
And second.
I'll second that, Steve Bouchard.
Au point 3.3, il est proposé d'approuver le procès verbal de la séance extraordinaire tenue le 16 décembre 2024 à 7h15 concernant le PPI.
Un proposeur.
Je vais le proposer, Luciano Pichacchian.
Et secondé.
I'll second it, Dominique Ziclot.
Merci.
And 3.4, it is proposed that the minutes of this special sitting held on December 16, 2024 at 7:30 p.m. regarding the taxation bylaw be approved.
Un proposeur.
Un proposeur called before.
Secondé.
I'll second that, Nancy Kokonis.
Merci.
So maintenant au point 4, compte payable, il est proposé de confirmer et d'approuver le paiement d'un montant total de 7 820 394,83 $ pour l'ensemble des chèques émis et annulés, les dépôts directs et les paiements préautorisés pour la période du 29 novembre au 31 décembre 2024. Le conseil prend également acte du dépôt de la liste des contrats conclus en décembre 2024 comportant une dépense de plus de 25 000 $.
Un proposeur.
Je vais le proposer, Luciano Pichacchian.
Et secondé.
I'll second it called before.
Merci.
Item 5, bylaws. The first one is 5.1, bylaw number 2013-54-11, entitled Bylaw Amending Bylaw 2013-54 relating to nuisances or noise and other nuisances, is presented for adoption. Considering that a notice of motion was given, that a draft of this bylaw was tabled on December 2nd, 2024, and that copies were made available to the public on the town's website, it is proposed to adopt this bylaw, which will come into force on January 17, date of publication of a public notice on the town's website and bulletin boards.
Propose?
I'll propose that, Steve Bouchard.
And second?
I'll second that, Karen Cliff.
Le prochain règlement est un amendement au règlement de zonage 5.2. Considérant que le deuxième projet de règlement de zonage 9058-111 concernant les arbres et la zone 326M a été adopté à la séance ordinaire du 2 décembre et qu'il contenait des dispositions propres à un règlement susceptible d'approbation référendaire. Considérant que ce projet de règlement n'a fait l'objet d'aucune représentation de la part des personnes intéressées à l'Assemblée publique de consultation qui a eu lieu le 17 décembre à 17h30, il est proposé d'adopter le deuxième projet de règlement de zonage 9058-111 intitulé « Règlement modifiant le règlement de zonage 9058 concernant les arbres et la zone 326M ». Puisque ce deuxième projet de règlement contient des dispositions propres à un règlement susceptible d'approbation référendaire, il y aura un avis public énonçant les exigences relatives à la demande d'un référendum qui sera affiché sur le site Internet de la Ville le 17 janvier et l'adoption du règlement est prévue pour la séance ordinaire du 3 février 2025.
Un proposeur, s'il vous plaît.
I'll propose that, call before.
Et secondé.
Je le sais pour Nancy Coconisides.
Merci.
We're now under item 6, contract. The first one is a renewal. It is proposed to renew the maintenance and support contract for PG Solution Application Software authorized by resolution for the period of January 1st to December 31st, 2025 for a total amount of $124,339.71, all applicable taxes included.
Propose.
I'll propose it, Dominic Zita.
And second.
I'll second it, Michelle Chapman.
Au point 6.2, il s'agit également d'un renouvellement. Donc, le contrat Génie 2023-03 concernant le marquage de la chaussée a été accordé initialement le 1er mai 2023 à les signalisations RC Inc. avec 4 options de renouvellement. Il est proposé de renouveler pour une deuxième option de renouvellement courant la période du 1er mai au 3 décembre 2025. Le contrat Génie 2023-03 avec les signalisations RC Inc. pour un montant total de 209 347,95 $, toute taxe applicable incluse, montant qui inclut une hausse des prix correspondant à l'IPC.
Un proposeur.
Je le propose, Michelle Chapman.
Et un secondage.
Je vais le seconder, Steve Bouchard.
Merci.
Item 6.3 is also a renewal. Contract 2022-29 regarding the verification and analysis of fire hydrants and isolation valves was initially awarded on July 4th to SIMO Management Inc. with 4 renewal options. It is proposed to renew this contract with SIMO Management Inc. for a third renewal option covering the period of September 1st to December 31st, 2025 for a total amount of $25,666.41, all applicable taxes included, amount that includes a revision of unit prices corresponding to the Consumer Price Index.
Un proposeur.
I'll propose that, Karen Cliff.
Secondé par.
Je second, call before.
Merci.
Point 6.4, un autre renouvellement. Le contrat TP 2023-13 a initialement été accordé le 6 mars 2023 à Nettoyage spécialisé GE Inc. Il s'agit de travaux de peinture de bornes d'incendie et bolards qui contient 4 options de renouvellement. Il est proposé de renouveler pour une deuxième option de renouvellement ce contrat pour une période allant du 1er juin au 31 octobre 2025 avec nettoyage spécialisé GE Inc. pour un montant total de 15 123,03 $, toutes taxes incluses, et il s'agit également d'une augmentation selon l'IPC.
Propose.
Je le propose du chairman Chrétien.
And second by.
Je l'appuie, Dominique Zito.
That's it.
6.5, another renewal. Contract TP 2024-03 regarding the supply and planting of trees was initially awarded on March 4, 2024 to Terrassement Technique Sylvain Labret with one renewal option. So this is the only renewal option that we have with Terrassement Technique Sylvain Labret Inc. Going from April 1st to December 31st, 2025 for a total amount of $273,173.36, all applicable taxes included, which also includes a revision of unit prices considering corresponding to the consumer price index.
Propose.
I'll propose it du chairman Chrétien.
And second.
I'll second that, Nancy Cookinis.
Thank you.
Un autre renouvellement, le contrat TP 2024-18 concernant les travaux dessouchement a été accordé le 4 mars 2024 à la compagnie numéro 7762763 Canada Inc., qui est aussi connue sous le nom de KEPAS, avec deux options de renouvellement. Il s'agit ici de renouveler le contrat pour une première option de renouvellement allant du 1er avril au 31 décembre 2025 avec la même compagnie KEPAS pour un montant total de 255 922,28 $, toutes les taxes incluses, et incluant aussi une révision à la hausse selon l'IPC.
Un proposeur.
Je vais le proposer, Steve Bouchard.
Et secondé par.
On a secondé Godefort.
Merci.
Item 7.7 is a group purchase. So it is proposed to authorize a total expenditure of $71,703.35, all applicable taxes, including all applicable taxes, for the renewal of option 1 of the group purchasing contract managed by the City of Montreal for the purchase of fuel, super unleaded, in which the town of Kirkland has participated since 2021, for the purchase of the fuel for a one-year period going from January 4th, 2025 to January 3rd, 2026. And we undertake to respect, of course, the terms and conditions of this group purchase, and to authorize the treasurer, the division head purchasing, or the section head purchasing to sign for and on behalf of the town all documents required for such purposes.
These group purchases are common with the City of Montreal or the UMQ, and we're mentioning the Ville de Montréal, but there's also other municipalities involved, like Beaconsfield, St. Anne, etc. I need somebody to propose.
I'll propose it, Dominique Zito.
Second.
I'll second it du chairman Chrétien.
Thank you.
Au point 6.8, il est proposé d'autoriser une dépense additionnelle de $178 511,95 $, toutes taxes applicables incluses, payable à Excavation Gricon, qui est la compagnie numéro 3286916 Canada Inc., pour des travaux supplémentaires effectués dans le cadre du contrat Génie 2024-320, canalisation de fossés pour les rues Harold et Summerhill.
Un proposeur.
Je vais le proposer, Steve Bouchard.
Et secondé par. Besoin d'un secondeur, s'il vous plaît. Ah,
Je l'appuie, Carrington.
ok. Merci.
Item 6.9, it is proposed to authorize an additional expenditure of $4,101.21, all applicable taxes included, payable to les entreprises G. Piccioni Inc. for additional work carried out under contract Génie 2024-530, creation of a bicycle path and a section of street.
Un proposeur?
I'll propose that Nancy co considers.
Second?
I'll second that Luciano Pichakyan.
Merci.
We're now under item 7, administration and finance. The first item is 7.1. It is proposed to appoint Councillor John Morrison as acting mayor for the months of February, March, and April 2025.
Un proposeur?
Je propose Dominique Zito.
And who will second this?
Je vais le seconder, Luciano Pichakyan.
Thank you.
Au point 7.2, il est proposé d'autoriser le dépôt d'une demande d'aide financière au ministère de la Culture et des Communications du Québec dans le cadre de la mise en œuvre du plan d'action de la politique culturelle de Kirkland 2023-2033, d'autoriser une dépense totale de 319 000 toutes taxes applicables incluses sur 3 ans pour la mise en œuvre d'actions découlant du plan d'action de la politique culturelle de la Ville, de confirmer l'engagement financier de la Ville pour la moitié des dépenses autorisées, à savoir 159 500 $, et d'autoriser la chef de section développement social, culturel et services aux aînés à signer la convention d'aide financière et tout autre document reçu pour donner suite à cette demande et de la désigner comme représentante de la Ville dans ce dossier.
Un proposeur?
Je le propose, Nancy co considers.
Et secondé par?
I'll second that, Karen Cliff.
Merci.
6.7, oui. Oui, je vais le corriger. C'était 6.7.
OK.
Le point, je suis rendue à 7.3.
C'est bien ça.
7.3. Donc, considérant qu'il y a lieu de donner un nom aux nouvelles voies de circulation en construction dans le projet domiciliaire Village Lacy Green, situé dans les zones 164R, 165R et UM 102, au sud du boulevard Brunswick, il est proposé d'attribuer aux nouvelles voies de circulation suivantes les noms suivants. Donc, à la voie de circulation formant le lot 6603 362, le nom de Croissant Brian Swinburne. À la voie de circulation formant le lot 6603 382, le nom de Croissant Marie-Claire Casgrain. À la voie de circulation formant le lot 6603 413, le nom de rue Lise Labrosse. À la voie de circulation formant les lots 6603 361 et 6603 408, le nom de Chemin du Village. Et à la voie de circulation formant le lot 6603 403, le nom de rue Remembrance, et d'établir comme règle pour toute attribution de nom de parc, de rue, de bâtiments, de salles dans les bâtiments, d'équipements municipaux et de toute autre propriété de la Ville, l'interdiction d'utiliser le nom d'un membre du conseil en poste au moment de cette attribution.
Un proposeur?
Proposé à Paul Fort.
Et secondé par?
I'll second that Luciano Pichakyan.
Merci.
Item 7.4, it is proposed to approve the list of financial contributions to local community groups totaling $57,430 for the year 2025 as submitted.
Un proposeur?
I'll propose that, Steve Bouchard.
Secondé?
Je vais le seconder, Dominique Zito.
Merci.
Au point 7.5, il est proposé d'autoriser les ajouts suivants à la liste de contributions aux organismes communautaires locaux approuvés par le conseil municipal pour l'année 2025. Il y en a 4. Le premier est le 690 Lakeshore Squadron pour un montant de 3 200 $. Parkinson Canada pour un montant de 743 $. Associazione Italo-Canadese del West Island, 300 $. Benito Rossi, 530 $.
Un proposeur?
Proposé à Paul Fort.
Et secondé?
I'll second that Luciano Pichakyan.
Merci.
Next item is 7.6. In accordance with the Code of Ethics and Professional Conduct of elected municipal officials, Council takes note of the tabling by the town clerk of the register of written statements by members of council in respect of any gift, hospitality or other benefit received whose value exceeds $200.
No, that's a table?
Table.
Okay, no problem.
Ce qui nous amène au point 8, ressources humaines. Le premier, 8.1, il est proposé de confirmer le statut d'employée régulière à Mme Sabrina Doucet au poste de cadre de contre-maîtresse horticulture et opérations hivernales au sein du service des travaux publics à compter du 17 décembre 2023, cette dernière ayant complété avec succès la période d'essai stipulée à la résolution CM 24023, le tout conformément à la politique d'emploi présentement en vigueur pour les employés cadres de la ville de Kirkland.
Un proposant,
Je le propose, Nancy Cook-Nissitis.
qui est secondé.
Je l'appuie, Karen Cliff.
Item 8.2, it is proposed to create the management position of Coordinator Application Development within the Information Technology Department and to appoint Mr. Mamadou Diallo to the management position of Coordinator Application Development within the Information Technology Department for a trial period of 12 months as of January 6, 2025, the whole in accordance with the employment policy currently in force for management employees of the town of Kirkland.
Propose,
I'll propose it to Chairman Chakyan.
second.
I will second all four.
Thank you.
Au point 9, comité consultatif d'urbanisme, le premier point, le 9.1, il est proposé de prendre acte de la demande d'approbation des plans d'implantation et d'intégration architecturale et des documents d'accompagnement relativement au projet de modification extérieure sur le lot 1-992-084 dans la zone 117R, située au 9 rue Fiddler's Green et de l'extrait du procès-verbal du CCU du 10 décembre 2024, d'approuver tel quel les plans d'implantation et d'intégration architecturale énumérés au point 2.2.1 du procès-verbal de la réunion du CCU du 10 décembre, ces plans étant conformes au règlement PIA 2022-55 et ayant fait l'objet d'une recommandation favorable du CCU.
Un proposeur,
Je vais le proposer, Steve Bouchard.
qui est secondé.
Je vais le seconder to Chairman Chakyan.
Merci.
Item 9.2, it is proposed to take note of the request for approval of the site planning and architectural integration program and accompanying documents for the exterior modification project on Lot 2, 458-619 in Zone 101R, located at 27 Beaubois Street, and the extract of the minutes of the PAC meeting held on December 10, 2024, and to approve the site planning and architectural integration plans listed in item 2.1.1 of the minutes of the PAC meeting of December 10th. These plans being in conformity with bylaw SPAIP 2022-55 and having received a favorable recommendation from the PAC with the conditions mentioned in item 2.1.2 of the minutes of the PAC dated December 10th.
Un proposeur,
I'll propose it to Chairman Chakyan.
and second.
I'll second that, Steve Bouchard.
Thank you.
Il n'y a aucune affaire touchant la sécurité publique et la circulation qui est traitée à la présente séance. There is also no business pertaining to environment, which brings us to the agglomeration business. Donc, il s'agit du moment, Monsieur le maire, où vous faites rapport sur les décisions prises par le conseil d'agglomération de Montréal, aux assemblées extraordinaires du 12 décembre et à l'assemblée ordinaire du 19 décembre.
Okay, we'll start with the special sitting of December the 12th. L'Assemblée extraordinaire de décembre le 12. And at that meeting, at item 30.01, à l'item 30.01, we had to vote for the budget. On devait voter pour le budget. Et je vous lis exactement notre position. We didn't support the agglomeration current 2025 budget, as well as all other related supplementary budget, since the overall result is not in line with the legit expectation of our town and my council here and the taxpayers. Nous n'avons pas appuyé le présent budget de 2025 de l'agglomération de Montréal, ainsi que tous les autres budgets complémentaires afférents, puisque le résultat global ne cadre pas avec les attentes légitimes de nos villes, de nos contribuables et de notre conseil ici. Ensuite, nous allons aller au meeting de jeudi le 19 décembre 1924. We'll now go to our meeting of December the 19th, 2024, where we had to vote again on certain issues that are related to the agglomeration de Côte-Nord. In item 3003, Côte-Nord d'agglomération, item 4201, it's the payment schedule for the Côte-Nord, and 4203, it's the bylaw on the mixed expense. For the ones that we basically all voted against these three items. So it's a no decision from the ACO. And what else? Yeah, that was the two meetings. The one on December the 19th, where we voted against these items, and especially for the budget at the meeting of December 12th. That's all.
Merci, Monsieur le Maire. There is no business pertaining to government table at the city. Il n'y a aucune résolution d'appui qui est traitée à la présente séance. The Municipal Council takes note of the tabling of the correspondence of the month of December 2024 by the Town Clerk. Il n'y a aucune affaire nouvelle à traiter à la présente séance. Ce qui nous amène à la période de questions du public. La période de questions est maintenant ouverte. Tout membre du public qui désire s'adresser au conseil est prié de faire marquer derrière le micro. Lorsque le droit de parole vous est accordé, veuillez énoncer vos noms et adresses et formuler votre question de manière claire et concise en vous adressant au maire dans un langage respectueux. Chaque intervention est limitée à 2 questions portant sur les affaires de la ville. Il vous sera possible de poser des questions supplémentaires lorsque tous les membres du public qui désirent s'adresser au conseil auront eu l'occasion de le faire. Public question period is now open. Members of the audience who wish to address the Municipal Council are requested to line up behind the microphone. When given the floor, please state your name and address and direct your question to the mayor in a clear and concise manner using respectful language. Each intervention is limited to 2 questions related to the town's affairs. You will be able to ask additional questions once all members of the audience who wish to address the council has had a chance to do so. Thank you.
All set? All set. Good evening, Luc Pigeon, 16876 Highness. Haven't moved. And so 2 questions now and 2 questions after the other people have had a chance, okay? If they do come up. So, how much have Kirkland's tax-paying citizens like me paid over the last 10 years to the Act of God insurance company that is responsible for what happened? That was supposed to protect them and their city's financial situation in case of a serious expense like the 9th of August heavy rain damage that the Act of God insurance company now refuses to compensate citizens. Citizens who, through no fault of their own, suffered the expensive consequences of the backup of their city's inadequate storm sewers that caused the flood damages to their homes. Citizens who had sent in their claims to the city within the 15-day limit that was imposed in order to be compensated for their flood damage.
What's the question?
Well, I told you how much.
It's the statement. What's the question? Just
The question is how much have you paid that insurance company over the last 10 years that
Ça,
they
je
now
pense,
refuse to give
Monsieur
us
Pigeon, je suis pas en mesure de vous répondre,
Non.
puis je vais vous avoir la réponse ce soir.
Ok, parfait, n'importe quand.
OK.
D'abord, c'est avant la fin de l'année, ça sera bon. Merci.
Normalement, on est très efficace en passant.
Okay. Okay, now, second question, then I'll come back for special 3 and 4. I visited District 1 Timberley over the weekend. And I noticed something, because near Meady, they got completely, it was a disaster. Most people got water in the basement. There's a large water retention basin under the REM at the Jean-Yves, Chemin Sainte-Marie intersection. Very large, so they got hardly any water in there.
Okay.
So,
What's the question?
well, I'm coming to it. That probably prevented heavy flooding on the 9th of August compared to the practically inexistent water retention basin under the REM at the Meady Chemin Sainte-Marie intersection. Okay, my question. Can a similar large water retention basin be constructed similar to the one at Jean-Yves to prevent flooding again like they have had there at the Meady?
Tout est possible, Monsieur Pigeon.
Okay, good. So that's my second question. I'll come
Okay.
back for the third and fourth.
Parfait. Merci.
Good evening, Murray with the Chevrolet 98 Morning Hill. Reference to 5.1,
5.1.
the nuisance law and other adjectives described to it.
Yeah.
I have a particular case which I was just about ready to phone city and ask for some clarification. And
What's the case?
suggest a good time to ask the question. What's the definition of nuisance and noise? Is it personal?
You want the legal?
No, but what's written in the bylaws? How does the bylaws define nuisances and
It's
noise?
any noise that are basically over a certain amount of decibel. Yeah. Mais je sais qu'on a changé, Jim.
So for example, the high-pitched lawnmowers in the summertime, or barking dogs at 6:30 for half an hour, waiting for the owner to let them in, that could be considered?
Barking dogs, I don't think you're in it, any.
Reno may not be the,
No, he wants a definition of,
Reno, can I suggest?
let's have one meeting, please. Okay, wisdom, Annie?
J'attache des chiens, c'est dans un autre.
Okay, for the dogs, it's another bylaw.
Reno, do you have very particular cases? I think if you want full detailed response to your text questions,
Yeah, we can.
give us a shout tomorrow.
Okay.
We're happy to look at your situation and give you the proper responses to your questions.
Well, fair enough,
Is it a complaint in particular in the sector?
well, 6:30 to 7:10, they're both every morning. They let the dog out, and as soon as the dog does his business, he jumps up and down and barks for about over half an hour.
Okay, and
And they don't let him in.
you did advise the city?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, so.
Because I want to have the information first, whether or not it's, acceptable.
It's a nuisance. It's a nuisance. Next question.
Okay, the next question. 6.5 and 6.6.
6.5.
They're both relating to trees, one to plant, the other to, So approved and so forth.
Yeah, planting trees, it's a renewal option, planting trees, yeah.
well, I still have not had my answer to it. You gave the homework to identify all the trees that were dead and not replanted. So I'm asking the question again, with these 6.5 and 6.6, do we have an amount of trees involved?
There's an amount of trees involved, and the studies that you gave to Joe especially, we took everything into consideration. We did examine the area you were mentioning, areas such as the overpass coming down. Remember where the pine trees were all replaced?
Yeah, I thank you for reminding me. Yes, that was
But all
very nicely done.
all the spots that you gave was handed to our administration where they looked at those specific places where trees will probably be planted also. But tonight to tell you where.
Okay, that's homework for me during the summertime, an
Okay.
excuse to test out the new bike path. The 6.6, which is the
6.6, yeah.
stump removal,
Stump removal, yeah.
You mentioned sums for both of them. Do you have any numbers for both of them?
Yeah, some numbers here. There's no, how many?
How many we do in a year? I don't have the numbers.
We don't have it, but we can supply it to you.
Yeah, I have the details of those numbers, I just don't have them tonight.
Oh, I mean, the numbers, the money involved is,
It's based on the number of
C'est quoi la
stuff.
valeur du contrat?
C'est 77
Les touchements, c'est 255
Ah oui,
922 et 28.
et 28, c'est ce
so I'm not sure how much trees cost now, but that's a considerable sum. So I hope a considerable number of trees will be replaced or the stumps removed. That's the point that I want to make.
So 6.5 is the replacement of trees and planting.
Yeah, and the 6.6
is
is
the
the,
removal of stumps, so when we have to cut a tree down,
yeah,
we need to remove the stumps, we have to go in and do that, and that's based on the size of the stump, so the width of the space that needs to get dug out.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I don't know if I asked my second question or not, but
We
the
can-
bicycle path?
Yeah, we'll get you the numbers.
Okay. The bicycle path?
what's that?
The bicycle path 6.9. I thought, no, the whole thing was done last,
No, it's just an extra that cost us $4,101.21. The three extras were what again? You got in your report?
It's 2 extras.
Oh, there's 2 extras.
C'est quoi le,
Il y avait les 2 extras.
c'est quoi le finition de stumps?
Ah, okay. Includes, okay, additional work, everything's. Yeah, but we had it in the
And the SGD, we shut it up.
STD, yes, you got it, the
You're
STD.
correct.
We'll get it
That
to
was-
you.
It was planting of cedar trees.
okay, thank you.
Okay.
Would you please follow your own rules? If I'm only allowed 2 questions, why do you discriminate and allow some people to ask 3 or 4, like?
Okay, go ahead, Mr.
No, I'm making a point here. Well, you know, follow your rules, it's 2 questions, he asked 3 or
Okay,
4.
that's one of your questions, okay.
So if he asked 3 or
Okay,
4 in
your
one
second
shot, then I
question.
should be allowed to ask 3 or 4 in one shot
Okay.
too. Okay, number 3.
No, number 4.
No, I've asked 2
You
so
just
far.
asked the question.
I've asked 2, that's not a question, that's a comment, more or less, okay? Let's just say it's criticism of the way the rules aren't followed. Okay, it's been more than 5 months, since the backup of our storm sewers and the serious damage to my property and a lot of other people. Have you come up with any viable plans to prevent storm sewer backup and foul sewer water from entering my home and other homes again, like it did on the 9th of August? Because 5 months, you've had time to come up with something. Tell me if you've come up with
Yeah, but we don't have
one
nothing
thing.
yet.
Come up with one thing you can do to prevent the.
Like we told the residents, like we told you, but you were probably not here that meeting, but we have somebody that's examining all our infrastructure that will give a report to council, and that's where we are, but we don't have the report yet.
Well, but there's 9 of you, Mike. Someone here must have looked into it and found some things you can do in their
They were,
district.
the
like,
experts were
Karen.
very hard to get when you have 196 cities and towns that were involved in that massive
Yeah,
study.
but let's think about Kirkland.
C'est
Forget
la
the other
réponse,
cities.
c'est
Think
la
about
réponse,
Kirkland.
Monsieur Pigeon.
Wait, can you think about
On
what
n'a pas le
other
rapport encore.
Then wake up, you.
Are you asking questions? or-
OK, Monsieur Pigeon, c'est fini.
C'est fini.
Quand vous manquez de respect devant le conseil, allez vous asseoir, s'il vous plaît. C'est juste ça qu'on peut faire avec.
Pretty rough, pretty rough.
Ben, écoute, sois poli avec nous, on va être poli avec toi.
Well, I'm asking you to wake up because you're all asleep, right?
Be polite with us, we'll be polite with you.
Time to wake up, guys.
Alors,
You're gonna wait another 5 months, maybe 10 months before anything.
merci, Monsieur Pigeon. Bon,
Thank you. Democracy at work. Democracy is live in Kirkland.
OK, autre question? Non. Bon, écoute, je veux tout simplement vous rappeler, I just want to remind you before we close the meeting that we've got Thursday, January the 16th, Nous avons la collecte du sang du maire, the Mayor's Blood Donor Clinic at the Gymnasium. That's Thursday, January the 16th, jeudi, janvier le 16. Also, if you want to have a nice activity at the end of the month from the 31st of January to February the 1st, we've got our 50th Carnival anniversary. That's our winter carnival. And there's lots of interesting activity. There's one especially for the seniors in the room here. We've got our senior social lunch. Don't miss it. And for your grandson, there'll be lots of activities also. So make sure.
What about the granddaughters?
Granddaughters also. So make sure to bring your granddaughters and grandsons also. So I need somebody to adjourn the meeting.
I'll adjourn the meeting, having seen it.
And second by.
I will second that, Alderman Four.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming. And merci d'être venus. Bonne soirée.